So you guys had asked me to put together a little video last time we were talking about the 5 S's, and I definitely am not as good as that doctor guy who made them, so if you happen to get your hands on that DVD, you should definitely watch that, because he's way better at this than me. But I will tell you my experiences and what's worked for us, and hopefully at least part of it will be helpful. So this is Bennett. He will be 3 months old tomorrow, so this is November 2nd, so you can figure out what month that'll be when you'll have a baby. That's about like him. He's pretty awesome. He's pretty chill most of the time. And I don't have all the answers. There's definitely times when I cannot get him to stop crying. This is actually my first time just alone with him one-on-one. I've been alone with like all the kids and put them to bed and stuff when Brittany was out, but it's Brielle's first day of preschool and Emmy's in kindergarten, and Brittany just went to volunteer in Emmy's class, so it's just me and him, and he just woke up, so I don't know how long he'll stay happy. He may need some extra help, but right now he seems okay. The first one is swaddle. That is a really good one, and the younger they are, I think the more they need it. With him, I don't swaddle him as often, but he still sleeps swaddled all night. He'll bust out. I can do some pretty tight swaddles, and he is like a swaddle ninja. He busts right out after a couple minutes. So the Velcro ones keep him contained a lot longer than even a really good, just basic swaddle. But it's important to know how to do it with any old blanket too. So we'll throw that in here. Okay, here's swaddling. So for swaddling, if you get a nice stretchy blanket, that's better. That's a lot easier. Alright, put your baby off to the side. Lay out your blanket. Take one corner, pull it top down. That's where their head's going to go. You don't want a giant blanket, but it's easier if it's a little bigger than a little smaller. So put your baby right there. You're going to take this side and pull it over. You want their arms down, and if you roll them a little bit and tuck it under them, and that really keeps their arms in, especially if it's tucked under. Right? And then we'll pull this corner up. Right. And then this is an important part of a good swaddle right here. So you want to hold your baby, and pull it pretty tight. You could pull it real tight. Even when they're tiny babies, they just got squeezed out of your body, so it's not going to be too tight for them. But that's what's going to hold the swaddle nice and secure. Pull it tight and then wrap it right around them. And go under. And then pull it tight again. And then you can tuck the end in where you just did it. And that's this nice, well swaddled baby. His arms are down. And if they're at all fussy, when you force their arms down, they will not like it at all. But it's a very important part of swaddling, because if their arms get up, they bust out super quick. Alright. Yeah. So there you go. That's swaddling with a blanket. But like I said earlier, even that swaddle, which was pretty tight, that was a pretty solid swaddle. Solid swaddle, he would bust out of that pretty quick if he wanted to. So, I'm a fan, especially overnight, if you're going to leave them swaddled overnight, of these little ones, and they're very simple. They're just Velcro, so you lay it out like so, lay him in, tuck his feet in, get get his shoulders up on that part. And it's got a Velcro thing here that matches this one. So again, arms down. Stick it there. And then you're going to want that arm down too. Pull that part over, and then it's got Velcro here and a Velcro mat there for it to land on. Pull it nice and snug. Wrap it around. And that's it for this kind. And that one doesn't loosen. It stays nice and tight. Okay. Swaddled baby. Baby. The second S is going to be sideways. So once he's swaddled, since they're used to being in the womb, and he's getting kind of big, but you can hold him sideways, and he likes to sit up, however, at this point.
Hey, I just wanted to show you a little more about the sideways, because I don't think Ethan really did it. So just one tip, he's getting a little bit bigger for it. But when you do them on the side, you want to tip them a little bit forward so that they're kind of on their side and kind of on their tummy. And then you can get that jiggle going with their head, and that works pretty well. The other thing that he likes when he's gassy is to go all the way on his tummy, and then you can kind of hold him that way. And the last thing he liked as a baby was to be shaken like a milkshake. So I kind of held his head this way, and he liked to go up and down like this. Yeah, you like that one, huh? That was his favorite. And a lot of the time he'd wake up in the middle of the night and he would want this all night long. We would both be tired, we would both just need to close our eyes and go to bed. But instead he would sleep like this, and I would walk him around the house. So I never had trouble getting this baby to stop crying, except for the times that I just did not want to do what I knew was going to work because I was too tired. But he did a pretty good job. So that's that.
Cool. Definitely the third S is, I always remember it as shaking, but I know that's not right. It's swinging the baby, but jiggling, all that good stuff. And in the video they talk about matching his intensity, your baby's intensity when they're upset, and that's totally true. And if you can get the head will be like jello almost, like when you have a good jiggle and he's starting to relax, like their head just kind of like wobbles. Like I don't know, it's just loose. It's pretty cute when they're happy, but yeah, at the beginning, you know, a little more tighter or harder shaking, swinging or whatever, bouncing. And then if they're falling asleep, you can kind of start to rock them. And if you can get their head to like jiggle a little bit, especially when they're a little smaller, that's really good. I'm a big fan of the Baby Bjorn. You can just wear your baby, get other stuff done, and they're usually pretty happy. You can bounce them, sway them, and they're with you, so they like it, usually. So he can hold his head up a little bit, he can face out. With a newborn, you're going to want to keep them facing you at first for a while. These clips just unhook, so you can have this high or low. For now we'll keep it low, but when he starts getting tired and fussy, I'll put it back up high, and that'll hold him secure and tight and let me do stuff with my arms. The fourth S is sound, and you can shush them, and you can do it pretty loud. It seems weird to shush a baby really loud, but you can shush him. He's not crying, but it totally gets their attention. So if he is crying, that usually like gets him to just stop for a second. Sometimes they start up again, but it usually helps, and you can continue it. With him, he loves the white noise. I don't shush very often with my voice anymore. I use an app. It looks like it's this Sounds to Sleep one with the moon, but you can get any white noise app, and there's all these different versions you can do. There's just different variations of white noise. We usually use this one, at least I do. He likes all of them about the same. But I like, yeah, some of them, like the TV that's static is kind of horrible. So I think that Fetus one is just a little bit easier for me to listen to, because sometimes I'll turn my phone almost all the way up and put it right by his ear. Kind of if he's really tired and I'm home alone with him, that's my best, you know. I don't usually swaddle him anymore, but I'll put him in like the Baby Bjorn, the carrier. Yeah, you like that, don't you? Yeah. And walk around and let him bounce, and put the white noise right on his ear and hold a pacifier in his mouth. And that, after a few minutes, yeah, that usually works. Usually gets him to go to sleep. Obviously make sure he's not hungry or anything first. So the S's, you don't have to do all the S's in order, certainly. A lot of times I will skip right over a lot of them and go right to the 5th S, which is suck, and let him suck on a pacifier. Pacifiers, they have these little baby infant ones, and they work really well. You can put your finger in them, and they like to kind of gum your finger. They'll chew right on you. If you want to use pacifiers, you may need to train your baby, because none of our babies loved pacifiers just right off the bat. They all have that sucking reflex kind of for nursing, obviously. But you can kind of train them if you want to be able to soothe them with a pacifier, which we are big fans of. It helps a lot. But even when they're screaming and stuff, you can kind of stick it in and hold it in there with your finger in the middle. And a lot of times, you know, they might it seems like they're gagging on it and stuff, and you can kind of even, you know, hold it in to some extent during that time. And then when they do take it later on, when they're calm with it, you can kind of, they'll be sucking on it, and you can kind of pull it out a little bit and make them suck it back in, and it gets them a little bit better at using it. And then once they like it, it is an amazing tool. You can give it to them in the car, and it's just, I think it's the most useful tool we have. And this is our bedroom right now. I'm all for getting as much sleep as you can. So we'll use the automated swing at night when we don't want to rock him. And it sounds horrible when it's first starting up, but he loves it, and we love it because we get extra sleep. And we've got a recliner in here for when he just wants to be held, and we're making it work. But the swings, the automated swings, are really nice. So I know Marie has babies in her family, so I'm sure you already know how to change diapers, but just in case, here's what we do for change of diapers. Make sure everything is ready. Fresh diaper, wipes. Less so for you guys, but boys, when they pee, it sprays, so it goes all over the place. It's a little bit poopy. So they say with girls that you should wipe front to back and try and keep the poop away from the baby's front girl parts, but I don't believe in that at all because, as you'll soon find out, babies just smash all their poop into all their parts, and there's no way to keep the poop out of the baby girl parts. So don't worry about it. Just almost every poopy diaper I've had with both these girls, the poop got everywhere. Yeah, your poop got everywhere. Yeah. So don't worry about that. Just wipe them off. Get the clean diaper. Hold his little hips. If you control the hips, you control the baby. And you've got that there. This is kind of a funky onesie he's wearing that unsnaps all over the place and you can just take it right off. But most onesies have the shoulders there's overlapping fabric, and that's so if you have a blowout, you don't have to pull the onesie off like you normally put it on over the baby's head and get poop in their hair, which I did for my first 2 children because I didn't know, but those little shoulder relief things allow you to pull the onesie down and off over their legs instead of up over the head, which is handy. But when you're wiping them, just grab their feet. Their legs are attached, so they're fine. You're not going to hurt your baby. They're pretty durable. Yeah. Did you find a new friend? Do you love your baby, Brielle? Yeah. We've got lots of extra helpers, so that is very nice. Yeah. Do you girls have any advice for Shane and Marie? They're going to have a little baby. What should they do with their baby?
Making sure when you need food, you get it.
That's a great one, yeah. Okay. What are you teaching us?
How you hold a baby.
Okay.
Like this.
Okay, what are you doing? What steps do you take?
Like you put its head on, like you make a pillow like this and you put its head on there.
You make one arm a pillow?
You make into a seat belt.
Wonderful. Good work. Anything else?
When you want to take it off, you need to just do this until like somebody comes to get it. And you have to kind of tell them.
That's a good idea. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. When a baby's fine, you help it.
How do you help it?
I like trying to get it a pacifier and have it, give it some milk, try and rock it to sleep, kind of.
What kind of a voice do you use with babies?
Like a regular voice, not a yelling voice.
Oh, good idea. What about you? What advice do you have for these people?
They're super cute. Don't give up. That's
Very
it,
nice.
mostly.
Very helpful.
Okay, a couple things that are helpful. These little nightgown bags are really nice in the middle of the night when you're changing diapers all the time. The swaddling, I was thinking about if your baby's fighting the swaddle and doesn't like the swaddle or tries to break out of it, it doesn't mean that they hate being swaddled. No babies love being swaddled, but swaddling keeps them from waking themselves up later. So you don't want to go through all the work of calming a baby and then have them just freak out and wake themselves up again for no reason. So if you swaddle them, they can't scare themselves and wake up, and that's useful.